Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Haunted Hour Podcast. Today, I'm excited to share. I have Sam from Sam's Pretty Paranormal and Brie from Paranormal Road Trippin with Brie. We are talking about their investigation and story, the Charlie Lawson Murders and Madison Dry Goods investigation, and we have some evidence to share with you. So let's get right into the episode. Super excited to talk to both of you guys. I watched Bree's live and then I got to see Sam on it. And then I saw Sam's video that you put on Sam's Pretty Paranormal.
Yep.
And we've got some paranormal evidence to share. But before we start that, for anybody who doesn't know you guys yet, I'd like each of you just to kind of introduce yourself and tell us what you do. And I'll start with Sam. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm Sam's Pretty Paranormal. That's my YouTube channel. And basically what I do over there is just makeup. I love to do that. And I like to tell scary stories while I'm doing the makeup look. And also I do this cooking for the dead where I'll talk about a famous person that's passed away. And then I'll cook like either what their favorite meal was or their actual last meal. And then I have done these little, I don't know what you would call them. They're just like videos with a story with it. It's kind of like, I put it on a Sam After Dark podcast is what I put it on. So yeah, that's what I do. And then I got to go on my first little investigation with Brie, so I plan on doing more of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And what about you, Brie?
My name is Brie Hollingshead, and I'm, I guess you could call me Paranormal Road Trippin with Brie or PRT with Brie. I go out every weekend, and I go to historically haunted locations. I highlight the location, I give the history, but just enough to like make you want to know more, and I'll give you a little bit of the haunting that has been reported at the location. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to encourage people to keep making their bucket list, but just get up and start going and doing it. I want to draw them out to the locations. And then when I'm able to, like especially, I always go live with it, but then when I'm doing investigations, I like to go live in the investigation when I'm able to, because with TV shows, they're made in like 5 weeks, broken down into 45, then pushed together in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So, there's people out there who, for health reasons, financial reasons, distance reasons, might not be able to go on an investigation or to an event or to some of the locations that I go to. So, I'm able to make it more realistic and bring it to life for them and let them feel like they're actually a part of the investigation and like they're actually able to go on one and do one themselves. So that's really exciting for me. I'm actually headed home. I'm about 30 minutes out, and this is my longest road trip yet. I've been gone for 2 weeks and 2 days, and when I get home, it'll be 2 hours. So
Oh, wow.
Now I've got to use. Yeah.
I love it. Okay. So, you guys met up at a location and Brie was doing the live, like I said, and Sam recorded the whole thing and interviewed the shop owner. So what made you pick that location and what's kind of a little bit of the history?
Is that for Brie?
Either one of you.
Brie?
I'll let you go, Sam. Or do you want me to say?
Well, I've always been intrigued with that location. I've known that location for years now. And my stepmom is really, she has really dived into that whole story with Charlie Lawson. She grew up with it. And I found out that her great aunt was married to Charlie Lawson's brother.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
That was, I was like, whoa. So she's always heard about it her whole life, and so she got me started on it. And so I had visited the store before, and I had visited the cemetery.
Yeah.
But I just told Brie about it because it's, before 28 Days Haunted come there, that Charlie Lawson story was just not known. I've not seen it much on YouTube. There's a few videos out there, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that story out there. It's just, and plus the history of the store and the town. There's just so much history in the
Yeah.
town. So I reached out to Bree and I was like, "What do you think?" And she was like, "Sure," So yeah.
And so what did you think, Brie, when you heard about it? What were your expectations, and what did you find out about it? And how did it meet your, when you got there, were you kind of blown away by it?
Well, for me, it was, the first thing is logistically, how can I make it work to get to North Carolina? And I just so happened to, I ended up being invited to guest star on a show that is currently in production out in North Carolina. And so the timing just lined up, and she had mentioned it to me, and I was like, well, let me see what I can figure out. And then when I got invited to do the show, I was like, you know what? I've got something I have to work on in North Carolina. Let's figure this out. Let's make it work, because I want to do this with you. I feel like there's so many stories out there that are either ignored or swept under the rug due to embarrassment or not the correct information. And I feel like the stories need to be heard, which is one of the things that I love with what I do, is getting the story out there, getting the history out there, because a lot of, we kind of live in a generation where the history gets ignored. It's a microwave generation. We just care about what's going on, the here and now. So to be able to bring that to life, I thought that was so exciting. And the fact that Sam reached out to me to do it, because we connected through watching the Get Haunted lives, and we became friends through there. So that was just so exciting that she actually reached out to me and wanted to collab with me, that she saw value in what I do on my road trips, and saw that, she felt like it could really well bring this story the justice that it needed. So when I got there and was really researching the history, and she was filling me in, it really did blow me away, because the murder, the theories of why the murders happened, just, there's two theories to it. And, one is absolutely shock and awe value, and one is just you just want to beat your head on the wall, because it's why, it doesn't, as a parent, it really was upsetting for me when, the theory came out about, him basically sexually abusing his daughter. And I was like, no, we got to get this out there. So, and I didn't really know that either until she had given me some information on it. And then I was reading it. I found an article that actually addressed it. And it blew my mind. And I was like, we got to get the truth out there, because what if, my belief is with spirits, what if they're still here because the truth isn't being told? And they need their story to be told, so they feel like they can go. They can, go to whatever the next part of life is. And, if Sam and I could work together and do that, I thought that was amazing, to get the opportunity to do that. It was exciting.
So then the original story was that he had been in some kind of an industrial accident, hit his head, and it made him a little bit off, and that's why he killed him. But then it's come out that it's true, or they suspect that he actually had impregnated the oldest daughter, or is it just a rumor?
It's two theories going around. It's because he really did. He got hit in the frontal lobe, and that's where our decision makings are made. And it was said that after he had gotten hit and injured, that Charlie, his personality did change a bit. I even read the other day, he picked up drinking. He was drinking more. But then there's that theory going around that Marie was impregnated by him as well. So, and that's what sent him over the edge. So really, it's just hard to figure out why.
Yeah.
Because 10 days before the murder, he took them to Winston-Salem and done that photo, like got the clothes and everything. That was like way unusual for that time, especially with him being a farmer. That's not something they could afford. And he wanted to get all their picture. It's just
that's kind of creepy. Could he have been doing that because he had already planned to kill them and he wanted like a photo to like remember them by or whatever? That gives me chills just thinking about that.
I know. That was like, that's got to be premeditated. That's
it sounds like it. Oh my God, Sam. So for anybody who doesn't know the story, can you tell us what these murders were, what happened?
So in 1929 in Stokes County on Christmas Day, Charlie Lawson, he killed his entire family. And we don't, like I said, we don't know why. And then it was after he had killed them, they took him to the Madison Dry Goods where me and Brie were. And it was a funeral home at that time. And that's where they prepared them. And then they took them to Browder Cemetery. So that's where they're buried. Yeah. But it was a massive, like, everybody in the town was like at that cemetery. It was just lined up, just massive amount of people.
Wow.
But they did tours of the house after the murders too. They let people tour the house for 25 cents.
Yeah.
Oh my God, of the bloody scene and everything?
Everything was left the way it was. Marie made a raisin cake that morning, Smitty said. And it was still sitting there, but they quit. I think they quit doing it because people were taking things. People were taking pieces of the cake, and it was like,
oh, how morbid, huh?
Just
so even back then, people were into kind of being really morbid. Wow, that's a really creepy fact that I didn't even know about that part.
Yeah, it is.
They're so disturbed.
I know.
Is the house still there, or is the house gone? Okay.
So no, they took the house down, but they did. I will tell you, on the property, they did take some of the boards from the house. They made a bridge on that property, but it's private property and you can't get to it. And it really sucks because it's not far from the cemetery. It's just it's the road right before the cemetery.
Wow, how interesting. Mm-hmm. So that kind of leads us to the fact that you guys did the investigation and you have some EVPs and you have the K2 meter. And we can play those videos and kind of talk about like what you guys experienced and felt. You want to do the K2 meter first?
Sure.
Okay, so let's see if I can pop
we can do that.
Up. All right, let's see.
I mean, I've got it snug on the side. He doesn't. Thank you. Put it down. It could be things. You know what?
See it move.
Yeah, but Brie, what was you remember I was telling you about that and you commented something about it sliding. Do you want to share your thought about it?
Yeah, well, when I put the K2 on the chair, I made sure that it was like not going to move. I even was stomping around the chair to make sure that it wouldn't budge because I was also testing the cat balls. Because I noticed that when one of the kids had run through, that a cat ball was going off. And I was like, crap, we've got original old uneven floorboards. We're not going to get, accurate results with this. So I went up to where each of the cat balls were that I had placed around the room. And I started stomping on the floor around them, just to make sure that everything was okay. So I did that around the K2 as well because I wanted to make sure that that was in a secure position. And if it moved, it was because like one of the kids had touched it, not because it was on a slippery surface,
Yeah.
And so I mean, it stayed. It wasn't gonna budge. It was in a secure place. And when she actually sent me the clip and she was like, we got the K2 slipping, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, it actually like moves, and then like you can see it just slide ever so slightly back.
Yeah.
And you gotta think too that if it was unstable, it wouldn't just slide a little bit because of how that wicker was on that chair, and with the K2 bottom, with how it sloped for the battery, and it being a slick surface, it's going to slide all the way down the chair. It's not just going to slide and like, it's almost like a hand moved it, like just kind of moved it and like just kept it in place is what it reminded me of. That's what I thought of.
Yeah.
And you know, like, I was like, wow, okay, that's legit, because I know that thing was not, that thing should not have moved.
No, it shouldn't have. It was, oof.
Yeah. I feel like the K2 meter was something that they really liked. They liked maybe the lights, or, you know what I mean? Because it seemed to be really working. And then you guys got some EVPs. And so do you put what you think the EVPs are in the video, right?
Yeah, I actually, the first EVP that's going to be played, I actually can hear what it's saying, but I put question marks because I want everybody to just kind of hear it and then tell me what they think. But it's, All
right, let's see. We'll play that first one.
Do you like the pretty colors? My name is...
It sounded like he said, I sure do, but it sounded like a man.
I hear F you.
Oh, really?
That's what, that's what, but it could see, that's what I'm saying. Everybody could probably, that's why I didn't want to,
right. Because then you hear what you see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. It definitely did sound like a man to you though.
It sounds, that's what my oldest said. He said that sounds like a man to me. And I was like, I guess, maybe in like a whisper, a man voice. Yeah.
Yeah. And I heard a country like drawl or whatever they I really do. Like it's, so I don't know. What do you think, Brie?
I mean, hearing what you just said, like it could go, because it sounds so phonetically similar to both. I can see it being either. You know, I really appreciate how Sam put the question marks up though, because I feel like it's so easy to be led, and you can easily lead people into what you want them to hear. Yeah. So that way they agree with you.
Right.
But I also, I kind of run on a theory that, and this is something that I've heard a lot of people share, is that EVPs caught can play back differently for different people. So
I've heard they can change too.
Yeah, so like what Sam heard with the FU, like that could be like she heard the FU, but like for you could be hearing I sure do, because that's legitimately what's playing back for you, you know? I think that it could go either way on that, because phonetically it works. It's almost like whispering, elephant shoe, and it's sounding like I love you. So
yeah.
All right, let's see. There's another one after this.
Brie, can you say your name? Because your microphone will pick it up. Yeah. How old are you? Impromptu EVP said.
What did you guys hear? I didn't hear that one. I heard something, but I couldn't tell what it was.
I'm just hearing F you twice.
Oh,
that's what I hear twice.
But it's like quieter, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I actually played that for 3 different people, and I was like, what do you hear? And all 3 said F you on that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then more than likely the first one is also saying F you, because that would go together, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And it doesn't sound like the guy would be very friendly, and he'd be like, I sure do. He'd be more like F you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. And then the next one this one's really interesting.
Do you like that somebody's talking to you? Yeah. Do you enjoy when other children are up here with you so you don't feel alone? Are you still with us? If you're still with us, can you make that blip one more time? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Do you like having people walk through your area? Yeah. If you do, make it light up. Can you show us that you like having people here? Yeah. Yeah? If you don't like it, can you make it light up? You just want to be left alone? Okay.
So, I mean, we've discussed this, that your son, when he's responding, it's
Yes.
spot on, and it doesn't
Yeah.
sound like he's answering. You know what I mean? It sounds like she's either speaking through him, or like you said, maybe he can hear her.
It was very strange. Because at first I was like, oh, he's just, Bree's just asking questions, so he's just gonna answer. But it was after when we left there, we went to Walmart, like I said, and it was like 5:30ish on the way home in the car. He fell asleep and he didn't wake up till the next day.
Yeah.
And that's just that's unusual for Liam. So I was like, wow, he was exhausted. So your theory come up that, that maybe she was using Liam and that exhausted him.
Yeah.
Or what, the kid,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for me, it sounded like the responses sounded like something a young child would say. Yeah. And then after, like, I think right after this is where Brie actually thinks that she feels the little girl. So
because my camera focus shifted to her hand quickly, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Which is fascinating, because if you think about it, so it's something we can't see, but some part of the camera is able to detect something, which I love that, because that's so interesting to think that we definitely can, in the right moment, the camera does see something. So maybe if it had been at night with infrared, we would have gotten an actual, like, don't you want to go back there now, Sam? And
yes, I want to go back so bad.
I would love to use an SLS in there, just out of curiosity, to see what an SLS would pick up, because if her camera was responding in the fashion of, say, an SLS, with how they're programmed to focus on, like, I would imagine that an SLS would be able to show the figures that, that the figure of the child in there as well.
Yeah,
I think that would be interesting.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
You keep coming by me. Is that because you like me? You know that I can feel you?
Yeah. It was like a little sneeze.
I heard like a sneeze. It sounded like a sneeze.
Huh. Yeah. And nobody sneezed, though. That's the weird thing, is that there was
no.
Yeah.
There was nothing. Yeah.
Wait, are you just interested? Yeah. Okay, that's weird. Do you feel anything on your hand at all? Do you feel anything on your hand? Yeah, I feel pressure, like right inside the palm, like in my knee. Are you serious? Yeah. Because my camera, the where it focuses in certain areas, I've got it pointed straight to but it was focusing right on your hand right there. Yeah, like I felt like my hand was being held. Are you holding my hand? It's okay, you can hold my hand. Yeah, because I feel like right here. Yeah, it was squared around. Wow. I'm serious.
So, is that the first time you've had something grab your hand, or?
No, I seem to be, I've been called a beacon. I'm learning that I have abilities. I get my hands held a lot. They like to, depending on what locations, I get my arms touched a lot. Children like to wrap around my legs. I've actually had the sensation of, like, you know how a child will sit on your foot and wrap around your leg for you to swing them through. I've had a child do that on my leg before, actually at Poasttown Elementary. I not last weekend. Sorry, I had to think what weekend I'm on. But last weekend at Mid-O during my live, Sam saw this. I actually had my hand squeezed so hard that it made me drop my flashlight.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not a stranger to it, but it would definitely, like, because I'm holding the K2 like this. Let me turn this off. And I could feel like the pressure in my hand of like a small child, like trying to get me to hold their hand back.
Oh
Like
my
that, it
gosh.
didn't feel threatening. It wasn't painful, but it was like I could definitely feel like a hand holding my hand. Like I could feel the fingertips, the thumb on the back of my, the back of my hand. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and then there's another. I think that we still have one more EVP.
Well, I'm going to be leaving here shortly. I got to get back on the road. I have a trip to take. Can you make this light up one more time to say goodbye? I mean, I've got it snug on the.
Sorry.
Okay.
So that last one is like so clear.
Plain as day. Plain as
cannot.
day.
Gives me chills still. The first time I heard it, I was like, whoa.
I know.
It's a little girl.
Yeah.
And during the day.
I wasn't expecting to get anything.
Yeah.
I was just like, I mean, I was leaving it open too, but when I got home and started editing, I was like, wait, what was that? And I knew my kids wasn't saying don't leave.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, it's so interesting because this was at the end. So there had been a lot of interaction, like the light went up and then you guys were feeling like physical manifestations and had been talking through your son. It's like the spirit was building up enough energy to actually like speak out, amazing.
It is so amazing.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Well, I had a feeling she was I even told her, I was like, your microphone's going to get, like, you can hear me tell her your microphone's going to pick something up. Like, I knew we were going to hear stuff.
Yeah. It's awesome.
So what about the aftermath? I know that Liam was tired, but did you have any like weird dreams or any like weird synchronicities, either one of you, since that all took place?
I haven't had any dreams. There's been a few things to go on in the house. So I'm not sure exactly, because after we left and come back, it was like a few days, but there was a shift in here, but not a negative shift, but there has been a shift in here. And last night I was watching somebody do an EVP session, and I saw this black. It just went like that, and I was like, "Oh, what was that?" So I kind of just ignored it. I was like, "That didn't happen." I don't know. But yeah. But if you notice at the beginning when Brie was interviewing with Smitty, there was an audio interference, and I thought that was really interesting because my microphone's brand new and it has the sock on it, blocks all kinds of stuff out. And then one of the next clip after that, I mean, it was completely gone. No sound. And I was like, how did that happen? Because I didn't touch the microphone, I didn't touch the cord. All I just hit record. So I thought that was interesting too.
Yeah. That's definitely interesting. And I look for little things like that because somebody else might be like, oh, it's just a technical difficulty. But if you didn't change anything or do anything, why would it just resolve itself?
Exactly. It's insane.
So weird. Oh my gosh. And did you have any, I know you keep going to haunted places, so it might be hard for you to even know, Brie, but did you think you had any weird dreams about like that or any more contact with the little girl?
I don't know if I so much had contact with the little girl because I've been bouncing around
Because right after that, I went to Virginia, and then I went up to Pine Bush, up to New York for mid-O. So I don't really know if I can say that I had any more contact with the little girl. I know that I had a couple weird dreams. I don't really remember them now.
Oh.
I know that I've kind of been feeling like something's been with me, but is it from,
Yeah.
Madison
you don't
Dry
know.
Goods, or I
You
mean,
could have a
I think-
busload
Right.
with you.
yeah, for all
Yeah.
I know, I just unloaded a, like a clown car.
Right.
I might need to smudge tonight, you guys. I don't know.
You might need to.
I was wondering that now that you've gotten home and it'll be like quiet. Cause like when you're on the road, you're kind of busy, you're doing stuff and you're focused on that. But now that you're home and you have some time to like just be home, and all of a sudden you're going to be like, wait, what's that? I'd be really
Yeah.
curious to know, because you go to so many different locations. It seems like you'd pick something up that would want to follow you,
Yeah. I've actually had people ask me, like, do you have anything? Like, has anything followed you? And I'm like, I've only had one instance where my kids and I were kind of like, maybe, because we know that we've already got two spirits in the house. Like, I already know that there's two. There's one downstairs in the basement. I know we've got just a ranch style house. And so I know that there's one up here. But we had a third one show up that was, it wasn't being antagonistic in like a negative fashion towards my son, but it was like making itself known to him. And so it's like, did I bring something home, or because I'm opening up more and I'm noticing I have abilities, am I drawing stuff into me?
Yeah.
Like there's so many possibilities. I'm not really sure, but I am curious what the next 24 to 48 hours are going to be like now that I'm home.
Yeah.
And I will definitely be letting you know, Dee Dee, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's so much to talk about this, but so Sam, when you go back, which that's really local to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just have to go back.
Oh, well, they're having an event October the 20th, and the Brandy and the other guy from 28 Days Haunted is actually coming back, and she's going to be signing books and stuff. They're going to do a paranormal investigation that night. I didn't get to snag a ticket because they like sold out as fast as he put it. I mean, it was just insane. So he is going to give the opportunity for people earlier in the evening to come by and meet and greet, talk to her, whatever, if you buy her book and stuff like that. So I'm going to go to that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Maybe you could still get in if you told them that you wanted a ticket, but they were all sold out, and you could share your EVPs with them.
Well, my stepmom went down to the dry goods the other day. She goes down there frequently because she likes some of the preservatives and like the stuff they have. And she talked to Smitty, and she told him who she was and that me and Brie were in there. And he's like, did she make a video? And my stepmom was like, yeah, she made a full-blown video. And he was like, send it to me. Get her to send it to me. I sent it to him. So he sent me a message back, and he was like, thank you so much for sending this. And he loves this stuff. So I don't know, maybe that'll get me and Brie like a little thing. I don't know.
Maybe you can get your own, a separate, even from the other people, a separate thing there for sure.
Yeah.
I would
That'd
definitely.
be awesome.
Yeah, I think
I've even wanted to like go back and like by myself and just like sit up there in that hallway and try and just like set up my camera, my everything, and try to do makeup by myself in that area.
I love that idea.
I want to go to like haunted locations and just sit there by myself and try to do my makeup and just see what all kind of happens.
Oh my God, I love that. Especially like in haunted mirrors and stuff.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I would love to do that. Oh, that would be so much fun. Yeah.
I love that. I hear a new segment coming now.
Yeah, it's in the works because I found a really extremely haunted hotel in Winston-Salem. And oh gosh, I gotta go there.
She's gonna hit every room.
Yeah, let me sit in every room, just take it out. Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm so glad that you guys came around. Let me like share a clip of your video and then your
Yeah.
full video. I'll put a link below so people can watch the full video. I'll put links for
Yeah.
both of your social media so everybody can
Yeah.
find you. But if you want to just like say where people can find you or what you're doing next, go for it.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Sam's Pretty Paranormal, and Twitter is Pretty Para Sam. So yeah, you can find me there, and then on YouTube, Sam's Pretty Paranormal.
I'm on Facebook as Brie Hollingshead. Same at YouTube for my YouTube channel. Twitter is at Bree's Baby Brie. It's the same thing for TikTok. And then Instagram is _beautiful deliverance _. And what I'll be doing next is I've got a Paracon at the Haunted Rock Island YMCA this weekend.
Ooh.
So I will be taking off again after like either Thursday or Friday. I get to be home for like 3 days, I think, you guys.
Wow.
And then the weekend after that, I got invited to go to I think it's the weekend after that, I'm going to Hinsdale.
Ooh.
So
Have you been
I
there?
got an invitation to go. I think it's like 3 days, 2 nights, if I remember correctly. I might have that wrong. I got to verify it. But
Wow. Oh my gosh,
Well.
that's really exciting.
I'm like
Yeah.
totally geeked about that one.
Yeah,
Not
that
gonna lie.
sounds fun. Yeah.
Now I might
All
bring
right.
something up. We might have to talk DD after that one.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're looking for information about either one of my guests, all their links are below. Please go and watch Sam's full video that has the interview with the owner and more about the location and everything inside it. It's really cool. And then also check out Brie on her road trips. She is constantly every weekend going to a new location, and it's really fun to follow along. Hi, everyone. I want to quickly talk to you about a few things I have in my shop. Not only can you get a dream interpretation for yourself, but you can get one for a loved one or a friend. If there's a gift you do not know what to get somebody, why not the gift of a dream interpretation? I also have dog tags. I have 2 versions. I have one that is like a tarot oracle card. On one side, it's the picture, and on the other side is the description. And I have a second one that is my saying that I always tell everybody. The message is in your dreams. And on the other side is a moon with stars. You can have it personalized if you order you have to give it about 2 to 4 weeks for it to be made. Otherwise, everything else is in stock. I also have a dream bundle for a gift. If you want to give somebody the gift of dream interpretation, and it comes with the Conscious Dreamer book, which is a 20-day journal that will take you through, just like my dream experiment, something that you want to learn about yourself or something you want to accomplish. So that's the Conscious Dreamer. So you get the book, you get a set of oracle cards, dream oracle cards to help you with your interpretations, a journal and pen, because you got to have a journal and pen, and then some selenite just to keep on your end table to keep everything in a positive manner. And that's $25 for everything. It's all included. And let me know if you have any ideas for something you'd like to see in the shop. And if you find me on Facebook, Instagram, you can go through Macari, or you can just order through me and I'll send you a PayPal link and you can pay for it and I'll get it shipped out to you right away. And then talk to you guys next time. Bye.